Wow, what a beautiful day to be driving my Sprinter without any problem. What the? Should have bought a T1N. In this video, Twinkie and I are going to help you figure out what you need to do when your NCV3 Sprinter is in limp mode before you have to take it to the dealership. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a Sprinter specific scanner. The good news is that the same AP200 we recommend for the T1Ns will also read NCV3 codes without a problem. You want to pull the codes and make sure that you figure out which one is causing your limp. So you might have to screenshot the codes that you have, clear them, and see what ones come back. You'll want to see if it relates to EGR or EGR cooler. Those are two common suspects, and it usually indicates that your cooler is plugged or your EGR has stopped functioning, either getting stuck closed or stuck open one way or another. The other thing you'll want to do is make sure that you don't have any EKAS or swirl flap. That is unfortunately a very costly fix, and there's really no way around taking it to a dealer or a Sprinter mechanic that you trust to have that done. There are probably methods to try and solve that before you get your whole intake manifold replaced, but we won't be covering that in this video today. The other thing you'll want to do is make sure that you don't have any DPF regen codes or soot content or ash content codes. Those will definitely cause problems and put you into limp mode, and that's pretty much a guaranteed area of where you need to look or diagnose first before you do anything else. Finally, one of the most common causes of limp mode in T1Ns and NCV3s are low and high boost pressure codes. Now, those two usually coincide with a leak. High boost pressure will usually mean the turbo is trying to overboost to compensate for the leak. Good news is, leaks are audible while driving. Even though these vans are a little quiet, you can hear it if you listen close. Codes don't mean your turbo is bad. In fact, they're an indicator that there's a problem in your charge air system. So you want to make sure that your air and fuel filters are clean. If it's been a while since you've replaced them, maybe just replace them anyway as part of your troubleshooting. That's how you keep your Sprinter healthy anyway. So if you haven't replaced those in a while, what are you doing? Amazon link will be in the description, and it's an affiliate link, so every time you buy filters from us, we get a small kickback from that. The next problem that I see on NCV3 vans has the resonator blown apart. Now, the resonator itself doesn't blow apart, but what happens is the turbo outlet pipe and the resonator, where they meet, over time, especially if there's overboost conditions or back pressure issues, the seams will start to separate where those two connect. So if that's the case, it's time to pull the airbox off and get ready to get under the van and get dirty. You'll want to adjust the long vertical metal pipe. There's 3 or 4 bolts that hold it on, including one on the engine mount. You'll want to loosen those and move the vertical pipe up and down. It'll only take 1 bolt to hold it in place while you're adjusting it, but you want to make sure that before you start the engine, you tighten them all back up. You'll also have to take the metal turbo outlet pipe off, which means you'll have to take the bracket off, and you'll have to take your resonator off too. Now, we've got a video showing you how to adjust your turbo resonator and intercooler pipes. You'll want to check that video out. While you're adjusting the long vertical metal pipe, you'll want to make sure that your driver's and passenger side charge hoses are in good condition. If any of them are split or old, or they feel especially soft, or you see oil oozing from them, that's a sign that you'll have to replace that hose. And we recommend buying your hoses from Million Mile Sprinter. We'll have a link for his shop in the description. Another common cause of limp mode on the NCV3 is the turbo intake O-ring. Over time, those can get bad, and if you've taken that on and off a lot, you'll definitely want to look at getting that replaced, as sometimes they can break or just get old and shitty over time. Finally, if you've exhausted all other options, it's time to look into getting a boost test done. Now, we've got a video in the works showing you how to do a homemade boost pressure tester, but you will need an air compressor for this. Now, if you'd like to see that video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. At the end of the day, your turbo pressures might just be related to your clogged DPF. I have observed that on this van specifically, a clogged DPF did not set a DPF code or soot content or ash content at all. When I put my AP200 on it, I was able to see that the soot content of the DPF was 41 grams per liter. Now, the maximum allotted is 8 grams per liter. Now, if you do the math, That is a ridiculously plugged DPF filter. The good news is that if you have a DAS at home, it's relatively easy to do this yourself, but unfortunately you will require a DAS or a friend who has. In the DAS you can also see the last time that a DPF regen was performed. I was able to see that the last time a regen was performed was over 900 miles ago, which means that even driving at home or driving at home in limp mode, the van will not regen. So once you've fixed your boost issues, it's probably time to perform a manual regen or take it somewhere that can perform that regen for you. Now, I was able to do it safely in my driveway. It took about 20 minutes. If you'd like to see a video on DPF regen, be sure to let us know in the comments below. But thanks to a manual DPF regen, we're ready to get back on the road again. Ha, Twinkie. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up.